Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I'm Izni. Welcome to today's TM podcast. Wherever you're tuning in from at home, at work, or even while juggling parenting duties. Thank you for joining us. Today's episode is extra special because we're diving into a topic that matters to every parent and educator. How do we raise children who can thrive safely in the digital world? We're delighted to have with us the team behind Makchic, Malaysia's trusted parenting platform since 2013. Makchic has been guiding families with thoughtful, relatable resources. And now they've just launched their latest book, The Society of Online Superheroes, a creative and practical way to help children as young as 3 years old understand online safety. Joining us today are Kimberly Lee, Managing Editor, and Liana Tav, CEO from Makchic. Welcome and thank you for being with us today, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us. We're feeling good. I think.
Good. Looking
Excited
forward to
here.
hearing your insights on today's topic.
We're very excited to be here. Thank
Great.
you.
Why don't you give a bit of background about yourself?
I'm Liana. I'm the CEO of Makchic. I'm a mom of 4, and I'm very passionate about creating safer communities for children.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm Kimberly. I'm a mom of 2 very, very active boys, former lawyer, now children's book author, and working full-time with Makchic.
Okay, cool. From a lawyer and went to a writer. Cool.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Izni. I have 2 kids, 9 and 4. So we're all moms here. Yeah, we can relate better with the topic today, hopefully. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the big question. Okay, so myself being a mom to a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, I was really intrigued by your book greatly because dekat Malaysia ni online safety is a growing concern, tapi knowledge tu tak berapa wide, and the content and materials related to it and related to Malaysians are very scarce, sangat kurang. So the Society of Online Superheroes tackles some pretty complex topics, like in there we have privacy, scams and cyberbullying for children as young as 3. So what inspired you to write this book, and how did you make this topic stay age appropriate but still impactful?
So the Society of Online Superheroes is actually our second book.
Okay,
Our
yeah.
first book is called What If?
Yeah.
And with What If, so what if when we talk about children's safety, right? Like it should start with the basic. It should start with protecting yourself, protecting your body, your feelings. So What If covers that. Because back in 2019, we actually ran an engagement session with our followers, and we asked on the topic of sexual harassment. And to our surprise and shock, like so many shared with us their experiences and being harassed at a young age before they turn 12. So we realized that, there needs to be more education, more awareness about it, and more conversations about it. So we thought the best thing, like as book lovers ourselves, the best thing we could do is provide a tool for parents, which is in the form of a children's picture book, with vibrant pictures, easy to understand language, so parents can read together with their kids and just basically kickstart the conversation. And because these kind of topics are really can be a bit awkward, right, to talk about, and it can be a bit complex to understand to kids. So a picture book is perfect. Like if the kids don't understand language, they can look at the pictures and see how to basically digest these difficult topics into like easier to understand formats.
As you know, obviously, it's the Society of Online Superheroes, and we very deliberately, I think, chose a superhero theme for this book because we felt there's a lot of very important analogies that a child can bring back with them. I mean, kids naturally gravitate towards like that whole hero versus bad guy thing because there's something about this that speaks of adventure and good triumphing over evil. And so we wanted to use this as a way to kind of paint the online world, the internet, in a way that made it exciting for a child, but also could warn of potential dangers out there. And then not just that, warning of dangers, but also giving a child the tools to be able to really handle each situation with care and with skill. So in this book, it tackles, as you've mentioned earlier, very tough topics. We talk about privacy issues. We talk about cyberbullying. We talk about what happens if there's stranger danger online, scams, things like that. But we do it in a way that makes it appealing and age appropriate for a child. So with these two characters that we have, Roa and Ingit, so beautifully illustrated by Delia Razak, our illustrator for this book, the kids will be brought on a journey through different scenarios in a way that is fun, but also gives an idea that not everything of what you see can be trusted. We were very careful. I hope that we were as careful as we could be, working with experts within this space. Cybersecurity has been a wonderful partner in creating this book, along with Dutton Wong, Tulasi, from the different consultants and organizations that we spoke with, to be able for us as parents first to understand this topic and then to distill it in a way that made sense for a child, and also with the discussion guide made sense to parents, I think, to be able to explore this topic a little bit further with the kids. So we're hoping that it translates well to young readers out there. Yeah, it's we know it's a very big topic, but
Somebody's got to do it, you know?
It's
It's a big topic, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So moving on to our next question. As a mom, I notice how vulnerable my kids are online. Just the other day, my son was playing a game and like a screen pop up on his device, and they were asking for like personal details, name, home address, and things like that. And it hit me that even something that looks harmless, like a pop up, oh, just another screen, can be risky if kids don't know how to respond. So in the book, we have the character Rua and Inggit. They go through life challenges that budak-budak face today, the kids are facing today. So based on your research and expert input behind the book, what online dangers are Malaysian children most vulnerable to right now? And how does this story help parents and kids start tackling those challenges together?
Okay. I think it's a very interesting question you're asking, because right now, as we're sitting down and talking to you, we know headlines in the news, we're right in the epicenter of, I think, one of the worst, most difficult conversations our nation has been having about the issue of bullying.
Yeah.
And bullying extremely extends as well to cyberbullying. What you see on the outside world, the physical sphere, it is, I think, replicated on an extremely widespread scale online, with children having to deal with social media comments, targeted bullying that's happening on the internet. So cyberbullying is something that definitely I think children are having to navigate in this day and age, and it's something very new again. We never had to grow up with this.
Yeah.
It's entirely new for parents of this generation and above to have to navigate and unpackage with their kids. So yes, that's one of the big issues that we also tackle in our book, as well as the topic of just screen addiction. I think a lot of kids never have to really struggle with that.
Yeah.
It's so easy. And I know because we're parents, right? And we understand that it's tiring to run a full-time job, got to prepare everything. And then sometimes it's just so easy to just be like, okay, you just
the phone,
ambil
yeah.
lah,
Be
ambil the
quiet.
tablet. Yeah, just
Yeah.
give me some
Peace,
But
yeah.
we can't do that, because then the screen, the tablet, the devices act as a substitute parent, and that shouldn't ever be the case. So our children are growing up feeling like, okay, I'm going to get my attention, I'm going to get that dopamine fix, I'm going to get some kind of, I don't know, sometimes even emotional support,
Yeah.
or just,
Maybe not
that
even
fix,
coping to
kan?
emotions.
yes,
Yes.
from devices
Yeah.
instead of their dads or their moms. So that's something also that we unpackage in our book as well. What else? We talk about the issue of, and we want to talk about, when you mentioned not everything that we see online is as it seems. And maybe Leila, we can share, because she just had a chat earlier this week about this topic.
Yeah, because AI is a growing concern
Yeah.
as well, right? So like I think our kids are still young to like use AI, but they are being fed content that's generated by AI. So for them, I think it's really important for us to start conversations about being able to differentiate what's facts and what's fake.
Yep.
Even for us, it's so difficult now. Like, imagine for a child who's still learning about the world, right? So in our book also, there's, as part of our discussion guide, we also have conversation prompts, simple activities that can help parents and guardians help to talk about this kind of topic. So like help to have some critical thinking behind like what they are consuming. So we have questions like, get the kids to start asking like, who created this content? Why was this content being created? Is it created by a trustworthy person or a trustworthy, reputable organization? So we need to get kids to start asking this kind of questions, so not just like blindly consuming
Accept,
information.
yeah.
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 And on that note as well, right? Because we were having this conversation about this, because not everything that you see online is what it is
Yeah.
in real life.
I get fooled sometimes too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also just our older generation as well. But because, and this is a very real fear, and it's also stemming from our heart for our first book, which was rooted in body safety. We know that our children are going online and they're playing games like Roblox, they're playing Minecraft. Opening up that world also opens it up to strangers, people who have malicious intent against our children, not just trying to derive information from our children, but then obviously using this as a space to set up grooming relationships. So the issue of sexual predation on the internet is something that is terrifying to me as a mom, and I'm sure for all of us here who are parents. And so we're hoping to try and provide this book as a tool for parents to be able to talk about this. Liana shared a really powerful analogy the other time when we had this conversation about not everything that you see online is as it seems, even to the point where it was Elsa and Spider-Man, people dressed up as the character. Maybe you share that.
I think
Okay, so
yeah.
it was like adults dress up as
Superheroes
Yeah,
or
superheroes as like
cartoon
Yeah,
characters,
it
yeah.
was the one that I noticed was on Spider-Man and Elsa, and they were like playing and engaging and stuff. And then next scene was them on the bed under the sheets.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why do But it starts, and then like it was really terrible. I was so traumatized by watching it because it felt really inappropriate.
But packaged it as
Unnecessary.
kids
Yeah.
Exactly.
kid friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So, how do we protect our kids from this kind of content? How do we? It's impossible to filter everything. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that skit
Yeah.
also. It was the same. Spider-Man and Elsa, they were in a house. They were playing like keja-keja or something. But then when I was watching it, it felt a bit off.
Wow,
Like,
there's
I
something
don't
not
think-
right, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
don't think this is right. So I understand where you're coming from. Definitely, there is a growing concern of content for children online. So there's even now the governments, Australia, Malaysia,
Yeah.
they're all taking stricter
Correct.
policies for children. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so we move on to our third and final question for today. Okay, so we talk about seeing that show on that platform, and my son once actually copied recently, like last week. He saw or heard something online and he repeated to me, and I'm like, what did you say?
Yeah.
What did you say? Oh no. To him it was completely innocent, and it got me thinking, did kids absorb things and trust what they see, as we spoke just now, without questioning it? So if every Malaysian parent could walk away with just one message from the society of online superheroes, what would you want it to be?
Well, for us, we stress very much the fact that you're not supposed to, as I've always said this, you're not supposed to leave your kids to their own devices, literally and figuratively. You're supposed to journey with them. So we designed this book in a way that serves as a tool, not just, take this book, sayang, and you just read this. It's meant to be, I'm going to sit with you, I'm going to talk through it. When you consume media, do it responsibly. Use everything that you see as an opportunity to kind of grow together as a family. So I think if parents were to take one thing away, it's that it's an ongoing journey that you're meant to do collaboratively and together with your child. And our hope is that it is not a conversation that just stops here. It's a conversation that continues. There's so much that's changing every day with the digital world, and parents also need to stay up to date with what's happening in order that they can role model to their kids and also give the best to their children in a way that the child is also able to grasp along with them. So I think that would be my takeaway.
Yeah, if I can add also, like for me, because like you said just now, it's impossible to filter everything out. They're being constantly on a daily basis exposed to so much information, right? And like for me, I think the importance of keeping the lines of conversation open. So allow them space to like come to you if they watch something like a bit weird or they're not uncomfortable or someone said something mean or hurtful to them. Always give them space to come to you and like, don't like shoo them or like marah or halau. Like you can say like, okay,
Open.
what is it? Yeah, be open to them because they need to have like a trustworthy adult that they know they can come to and like be able to like talk to and express themselves, because really it's impossible. Like even for me, like sometimes there's stuff that my kids come to me with, it's really shocking, but then I have to like learn how to take a deep breath and pause for a while and say like, okay, tell me more about it. Where do you see it? How did you see the content? And yeah, I think one thing for me, it's definitely to keep the lines of conversations open with your children.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So I just want to share. I did read the What If book with my children,
Okay.
and really went through one page at a time, and it seems like they understand it. My son even asked to like, can I continue reading it, because we had to stop.
That's
good.
Yeah, he's like, okay, can I take the book? I want to continue reading it. So it really touched my heart in a way that your books do impact how
so nice to
children
hear.
see the world and how they should act. So so
Means
please
so much
do
to us.
continue.
Thank you.
Keep giving what you can give to Malaysians lah, because we really need it. Okay, Kim and Liana, thank you so much for your time today. Would you like to give your last parting words to the audience watching?
Yes. Thank you so much. I think just for taking the time to even listen, I think that in itself gives us hope that there is a real heart and a need for parents to understand that this is an important topic and to want to make changes in their lives with their kids. And we really also want to just honor and thank Tiem. Thank you so much for giving us the space to be able to share our hearts about this book and this message. You guys are wonderful.
Because I think also like as parents we can only do so much, but it wouldn't work if the whole ecosystem doesn't work together.
It takes a village.
It does.
It really
Definitely
does
takes
take
a village. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your insights with us today. The Society of Online Superheroes. Here we have the sample of the book. It's sponsored by TM and in collaboration with Cybersecurity Malaysia. So it is a tool for parents, educators, and children to spark important conversations at home and in schools about staying safe online. To our audience, if you haven't gotten your copy, you would like to explore, you can get them the Society of Online Superheroes at makchic.com/SOS book or on Shopee. So at TM, we believe that empowering families with digital knowledge is just as important as providing digital access. This is part of our ongoing commitment of creating safer, smarter online spaces for all Malaysians. So we hope today's episode has inspired you with new ideas and practical steps to guide your own little superheroes through the digital world. Again, if you haven't already checked out Makchic's resources or their new book, it's a wonderful way to spark learning at home. Until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and keep raising your own little superheroes. Goodbye.